Okay, today we're going to start looking at the pegboard toy. This is a large production drawing that you're going to start. It's going to have several pieces that will be assembled together. I hope you've developed enough skills over the last few lessons that you've learned in class with the 5 parts and then making the assemblies of those. Also think a little bit about the widget, making the cutouts on those and boring the holes, and the dice that you worked on where you were constraining with dimensions. Those are all important skills that will go into this activity. I emailed you this document. It describes the pegboard toy. It has a purpose statement on it. There's a few paragraphs there. I'm not going to read everything that is there. It also talks about equipment, but we're going to be doing this whole thing on Autodesk Inventor. Here's a graphic of what the finished project's going to look like. There's a mallet head and a mallet handle. There's a pegboard base. It's going to have a round hole, a triangle hole, and a square hole in it. There's going to be a round peg, a triangle peg, a square peg, and then it also has 2 ends, and those have to all be put together. Here's the procedure that walks you through the activity, and basically this huge document is really, it's just a technical manual for creating this activity. This is a reference. Realistically, you could look at this document and read it word for word and be able to create it on the computer, but I'm going to make this video to show you how to get started on it. I'm going to make the base today. I'm also going to make the round peg, which is a picture there, and the square peg right there. Here's the base. So the order is round peg, square peg, and base. It does give you dimensions for these. So if you're looking for measurements, you'll be able to find them in my videos, or you'll be able to find it here in this document. So you're really going to have 2 references that are really going to help you with this project. Let's start with these 3 parts, and then we're going to assemble them. So I'm going to go to Inventor, and we're going to start with the round peg. So I'm going to go New, Standard IPT, and Create. And it loads slow in the morning, but it is going. The round peg is kind of like the parts you made. It's going to be a 1-inch diameter. It's going to be extruded 3 inches. So I click on the pencil, click on the front view, go to circle, click on the center, input 1, enter, finish sketch, extrude, and that's going to be a depth of 3 inches or length. It's a little house. You should be able to see that. I'll go over my document here. Let's see what color they gave it. Red. So I'm going to make that red. Dark red's fine for me. So I'll go Save As. I want to make sure it's in my folder, and I'll call it Round Peg. It's probably going to tell me I already had one. Do I want to replace it? Yes. I'll leave that open. I'll go New File. I'll go Standard IPT, Create. Click on the pencil, click on the top plane, and now I'm going to make that square peg using my rectangle tool. So I'll click on the center, and I'll go tab 1, enter. Little house, so I get the isometric view. Finish sketch. I'm going to extrude that to the same length, 3 inches. This is my square peg. Let me look back at my document, and there it's a black peg. So let's see if I can find that. Go up here to Materials, maybe cast iron. What else do we have? Lead. of look around a little bit. There we go, smooth black. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to save this. That part's done. Save as. And we'll call this square peg. So two really simple parts so far. Yes, I'll replace it. Okay, now we're going to do the pegboard base. We look over here at our document. We've done the round peg. We've done the square peg. Here's our base. 5 3/4 by 3. I'm going to extrude it to 3/4. Plus I have to put a round hole and a square hole in it. So I'll go to Inventor, click on New, Standard IPT, Create, Pencil, Top Plane, Rectangle. I'm going to do 5 3/4. So I'm going to do the decimal, 5.75 tab 3. Click on the front view, so that's kind of a big rectangle. I'm going to extrude that to 3/4 of an inch. I'll do the decimal, 0.75. Okay. It's going to have a round hole and a square hole in it. So I'm going to go to Pencil, and I'm going to click on where I'm going to make those holes. Let me check my document. Okay, square hole is on the right, and round hole is on the left. So I'll do my square hole first. Over here to maybe I'll do the round hole. I think I'll do the round hole because I can see my center, and that'll help me line up my square. So I click the horizontal center, 1, hit enter. I'll go ahead and extrude that cut, so I can keep track of my work. Make sure it only selects the circle. Now I'll go back and I'll put the square hole in. And the reason I did that is it helps me line up with that horizontal center. So rectangle. Now I can see I want this top corner to line up with the top of the circle. I'll click a point. I'll go down to the right, and that'll be 1 tab 1. Finish sketch. And we'll extrude that as a cut. Get that isometric view there. Now the document's not real descriptive on the left and right location of these holes. You just need to make sure you leave a little bit of room on the edges and a little bit of room in the middle, because you're going to go back and modify that. Let's see what color they gave this. Yellow. I don't even know if I can find yellow. I've never used yellow. I know where gold is. Colors aren't real important. It just makes it interesting. Smooth yellow. There we go. So there's our base. We're going to go save this as pegboard base. Yes. All right. So in our document, it's going to tell us that we're going to assemble these. There's a picture of the assembly right there. And this little section here talks a bit about the assembly. It doesn't really give a lot of description there. Some few short bullet statements there. It does say that the pegboard should be grounded and that you are going to add your parts. I might wait to ground it. I'm not certain of that command. So we're going to go new. Now it's going to be standard IAM, and we're going to go create. If you've done those 2 assembly files that I showed you, you're a little familiar with this. We're going to go up here and click on place, where it looks like a file folder, and we're going to look for our components. we had round peg, square peg, and pegboard base. Here's our base, so we might as well put that in first. Click that in there. Should zoom out a little bit. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Hit escape so you don't end up with two bases. And cancel. I clicked on the wrong thing. Yikes. Click on the folder. Now we have round peg and square peg. There's my new round peg I made, so I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to look for my square peg. There's my new square peg. Put that right there. So the easiest constraint is going to be the round peg. Square one, you're going to have to pick two sides that are perpendicular to each other, and you'll see how that goes here in a moment. So I'm going to go to constrain. Type is going to be mate, and solution is going to be mate for both of them. So when I go over to do the round peg, I'm going to look for the center lines, not the circumference, but the center line. I'm also going to look for the center line on the round peg. And we'll apply that. So that part's done already. So if I close this, what you should be able to do is insert that round peg. So that piece works okay. Let me get the square peg over, kind of in position. I'm going to go constrain. Now pay attention to this part. I'm going to click this whole surface here, and I want it to join this whole inside surface. Get that whole box in there. And I'll apply that. Let me close this so you can see a little bit what's going on. See that gap there? I have to close that. I can drag this off to the side a little bit. That gives me a little more room to work. And I'll go back to constrain. I'm on mate. I'll get that whole surface there. And then I have to adjust and zoom in to get that one right there. That part is done. So let me close that. I should be able to move my square peg, and I should be able to move my round peg. So that's where I'd like to see you get on this first part. Create the parts, round peg, create the square peg, and create the base, and then go to an assembly file and put them together. So make sure when you get to this point, you do a save as and call it pegboard toy. Make sure you save all your files. There's 4 files that were created just now. So that is saved. Good luck.